The Seattle Mariners are starting to climb the AL West. Let's talk about it. In another dominating series win against the Colorado Rockies, the Seattle Mariners outscored the Rockies 18-4 in the 3 games that they played this weekend. The Seattle Mariners just genuinely seem to be making improvements all around and actually firing on all cylinders for once. And going into this week, they have a tough matchup against the Texas Rangers to really see who gets first place in the division. So just a quick sidebar, if the Seattle Mariners beat the Texas Rangers 2 out of 3 in this series this week, they do take sole possession of first place. But really, I just kind of wanted to talk about the offensive improvements that we saw from the Mariners this weekend. And also that very interesting play in Game 2 with Dylan Moore, or as Jacob Stallings called him, Ty Moore. But in all seriousness, the Seattle Mariners really did improve offensively this weekend, and the pitching continues to stay dominant, especially the bullpen. Without Gregory Santos and Matt Brash, they continue to stay dominant. Andres Munoz blew the game in extra innings, but what to me, like, extra innings is one of those tough things because it's a very tough situation to even be put in the first place, so I don't really judge a pitcher's performance based on how they do in extra innings because it's just, I don't know, I'm not a big extra, I don't mind the extra innings, but starting with a runner on second base is really just a stupid rule in my opinion. But that's besides the point. Julio had an 8-hit weekend, which was fantastic to see. He's still yet to get that first home run under his belt, but he did have 8 hits this weekend, which was huge. Sebi Zavala had 3 hits. Where did that come from? But I love it. As a team, the Mariners collected 35 hits this weekend in 3 games, which is very impressive. It's against a Colorado's pitching staff that is not very good. They're just not a very good team in general. But we did still get 35 hits and did our job against them, except in that second game where the offense was very flat. But talking about that second game, I kind of want to go over a little bit of the controversy that was on that last play before extra innings on that home run where the fan interfered with Dylan Moore. So just to kind of make it clear, the home run and fan interference policy is the ball becomes dead and the umpire will award any bases or charge any outs that in his judgment would have occurred without the interference. So to me, if you watch the video back, you can see Dylan Moore hit the guys like under his elbow. So to me, while Dylan Moore may have not even gotten close to that ball, in theory, he still had a chance at it because he hit the guy deep into his body. It's not like he just nicked his glove or anything like that. He hit his arm. So he really did interfere no matter whether he was going to catch it or not. I'm not sure if Dylan Moore would have gotten to that baseball, but he definitely would have been close. I think he would have been within 2 feet or less of it. So while it can be obviously frustrating that could have been a home run, I do think in theory, based on the rule, it was straight up fan interference and there really was no disputing that. But either way, the Mariners got another chance to try to win the game, and unfortunately they could not pull it out, which is the one game they did lose this weekend. But per usual, I kind of just want to go over some of the offensive improvements that we saw from the past series to this one. After the Red Series, the Seattle Mariners were ranked 5th in walk percentage at a 10.1%, and after this weekend, they dropped a little bit to a 10%, but they still rank 5th in the league. In terms of K percentage, they almost knocked off almost 2%. They're down to a 26.9% K rate, which is currently 2nd behind the Oakland Athletics. So while they technically went down in number, it's an improvement because it is a negative stat. In terms of batting average, they did improve 16 points, in which they ranked 27th last week, and now after this weekend, they moved up to 22nd in the league. In terms of WRC+, they added over 1 point up to a 2.6 WAR, which currently ranks 16th, which is also an improvement from last week where they ranked 20th in the league. And in WRC+, they added 7 points as a team, in which they are now up to 15th in the league and where they were 19th last week. So while yes, they did face a struggling Rockies team, that is still good to see those kind of improvements week to week, or even series to series like this example was. And the one thing that's pretty consistent to me that kind of stands out is that walk percentage, because that was the goal, as we know, from the offseason, was to minimize the strikeouts and get more walks and just being able to get and fight through more at-bats. So while the strikeout percentage, yes, is still up there and is still 2nd in the league, they still are making improvements. Like I said, almost a 1.5% improvement from a weekend. And if their walk rate can stay where it is for most of the year at a 10%, I'll take that. And if the strikeout rate can just drop as the batting average improves, that would be kind of the huge factor for them. So the Seattle Mariners are currently 11-11 after this weekend, and I think that we are in a much better spot than we were 2 weeks ago. If you look at the standings before we played the Cincinnati Reds, they were 6-10, in which was tied for last with the Astros, who were 6-11. And if you look at our current record, in which we won 5 of our last 6, we are currently in 2nd place, only 1 game behind the Rangers, 2 games up on the Angels, 3 games up on the Athletics, and 4 games up on the Astros. But now this is the part of the schedule where it gets really difficult. We have Texas, Arizona, Atlanta, and Houston in our next 4 series. And to be honest, this is where we're really going to see what this team is made of and see kind of that gritty side that they have, because these are not going to be easy series to win. You're coming off 2 hot series where the bats were pretty hot going into Arlington this week. And they really have a chance to make waves and take over first place in the division by winning a series against the Texas Rangers, who are still not playing at their full capability with their injuries on the mound as well as some position players they have hurt. But either way, excuses aside, they really need to just go into the series and dominate. In these next 12 games, if they can pull out 8 of them, I will be very, very happy with that. Minimum, they have to go 500, but I'm kind of tired of talking about being a 500 team. I want to see us go above and beyond that and beat the quality teams in the league. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'm pretty sure we have Gilbert, Miller, and Castillo going in this series, which is huge. But otherwise, let me know what you guys think of the Seattle Mariners offense and just overall team so far as we are moving up the AL West standings. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.